Halloween Market Monday. The town seems to really be taking workforce housing seriously at this point. Like their intensity around it is palpable, and that's exciting. Mortgage, lots going on in mortgage, or the headlines, there's not a lot going on in mortgage right now. 25-year low on mortgages. And holy cow, the comments this last week have been off the chart. Market Monday, Sam Cavanaugh, my buddy Mary. Let's dive into it. Hilton Head numbers this week.
Our inventory is still low, Dan.
But it's growing?
It's not really, no. Compared to last year, we're still at a deficit of 21%. And that is directly impacting our prices. As you know, supply and demand, our prices are still up 17%, so we haven't seen a dip there.
So year over year, prices up 17%. Like literally, if we don't see a building inventory, prices will not go down. It's the law of supply and demand. It's a law, folks.
So if you had a crystal ball.
I do. I have a crystal ball.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, I left it on.
Is it for your Halloween costume?
Yeah, it's my wizard costume. I have a crystal ball and like a, what do you call them? A stick.
Prices are not going down.
Well, I mean, something could change next week. Like we could come in here next week and be like, yeah, last week we put 25 homes on the market and this week we put 4,000. But I don't think it's likely. And that's the good news, because all the people that are freaked out about interest rates right now, the appreciation that we're gonna see is gonna more than cover the interest rate. So they're worrying about what the media tells them to worry about. And most of the time the media is just wrong. You remember they told us that the pandemic was gonna cause the real estate market to crash.
Yes.
You remember that?
I remember
You
that.
were there.
I was there.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Yeah.
And the opposite happened.
And the opposite happened, because they don't know what they're talking about.
No, they don't.
Right?
And I have so many buyers who are also concerned that we're going to have another 2008.
It's not, so 2008 was the opposite. Well, I was sitting here in 2008 and seeing people, we put 3,700 properties on the market. We have 3,700 properties on the market. In the last 12 months, we sold 512. Those are real numbers from where we were sitting in 2007. This week, we put 25 properties on the market and we sold 25. And like last week, it was the same thing. It's the same week after week. It's local, folks. You know, I know there's places in the country that there's a lot of property coming on the market. It's just not happening here. I'm sorry it's raining in your neighborhood. It's not raining.
It's sunny.
So the town seems like they're really starting to get serious about workforce housing.
They are. And in fact, there was a meeting last Tuesday for the town council, and they discussed this new proposal. And it's very exciting. There's a sense of urgency behind this because, as you know, our essential workers don't have affordable housing.
That's right.
And as opposed to other plans that, you know, they implemented halfway through and then they just fell apart, this is a 4-pillared plan, and it's going to happen simultaneously. And the 4 pillars are community, planning, management, and revenue. So this is very urgent. They vote tomorrow, Tuesday, November 1st. So we're going to have to make sure that we keep ahead of this.
You really get a sense that they finally are willing to put this at the top of the list.
Yes,
right?
Exactly, to move the needle.
Nobody in that room is going to get everything that they want, and they have to understand that going in, and we just got to make incremental improvements. We've got to do something, right?
And they're modeling this after plans that worked in Charleston and Martha's Vineyard.
Good deal.
So
props to the town. Thank you for working on that.
Go Hilton Head.
Mortgage demand hits the
He's
lowest.
here.
Yeah. Well, we have Sam here. We'll pull Sam up, but mortgage demand hits the lowest level in 25 years. Let's get Sam on to talk about this with us. All right, let's talk about mortgage, man. What's happening?
You know, obviously the refinance activity, which was half of the mortgage business last year and the year before, is zero. So that's very real. The purchase activity is lower than it's been, like you guys have been talking about, the lack of inventory, and it really is still around the country. There's still just a massive lack of inventory.
Yeah.
So there's not as many transactions as there normally would be on the purchase side, and so it's slower than it's been.
You know, I think one of the falsehoods though surrounding this whole thing, at least here locally, is that sales are off because mortgage rates are so high. I mean, you could walk around my buyer team, right, and talk to agents that have a handful of people that are looking for property and they don't give a lick about the mortgage rates. They can't find what they want to buy. They can't find something that compels them to sign on the dotted line.
Yeah, I mean, we were earlier this year when the rates started to increase for the first time, interest rates were a big conversation with prospective purchasers. It's just really not now. Buyers really understand that rates are higher than they've been, but they still need the house. They still want to move here. They still want to buy the vacation house here. The rates really aren't the issue right now. It's inventory, and need more of it.
So what should we be looking for right now? Is the fact that rates or that new mortgages, refis have dropped to the lowest rate in 25 years? Is that an indication that the Fed has done their job and they'll be backing off? Do we have another 6 months, 2 years?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, it's one of those. I think we missed, the crystal ball would know, but the problem is that you never really know when that inflection point is, until you look in the rearview mirror and realize that you already passed it, and we could be there now. Personally, I think that rates probably still go higher before we hit that point. I think the Fed still has their work cut out for them. There's still wage inflation, economy's still running too hot with inflation, and they got to get that under control. And they're going to overshoot it. When they overshoot it, what's going to happen is rates are going to fall. They're going to fall quickly, and
then the pendulum swings to the other side, and there's a frenzy.
The 25% low goes back to a frenzy in the mortgage business again, because everybody that's got their loans this year is going to want a new one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then everybody that bought now, right? It'll be a year from now. The value of their property here will be up 7 or 8%.
Yep.
No refinance, and then they'll get the double benefit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
So,
Warren Buffett always said, when everybody's running away, run in.
Yeah.
And when everybody's running in, run away.
Yeah.
Right? It's true.
Absolutely.
It's true. Well, thanks for stopping in again.
Yeah.
Always good to see you.
Yep. Appreciate it.
So good to see you.
Back again soon. You know what I'm most excited about this week?
Halloween.
No.
No.
The comments that we got. We've got some good comments. And so Gigi Johnson, okay, here goes. The inflated prices being charged and paid during bidding wars means ready. These people are buying homes that they can't fully people. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Well, that's good advice. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. I like that advice, but I guess I don't kind of understand the rest of it. When you have opposing parties, which is what you have in a real estate transaction, each negotiating on their own behalf, and you have a situation where they're represented by people negotiating on their behalf, and they each have attorneys negotiating on their behalf, and in most cases they're getting a mortgage and there's underwriting, looking at this on the bank's behalf. I just don't think that holds water. Value is what two people determine a property is worth, and it's going to stay where it's at unless Hilton Head becomes less desirable, right?
Although we were just ranked #1 island, I think that as long as people are attracted to the beaches and the lifestyle and just the ease with which it is to get around, we don't have to deal with traffic or, it's easy to live here.
Comment from Proud Grandma. She was really active. Thanks, Grandma. We're proud of everything that we're proud of your engagement. She wrote, there's tons and tons of houses for sale in my area where normally there's 2 to 3 homes for sale in this area. Now there are 100. Prices are dropping down 20% in 3 months. More foreclosures too. Charts are showing foreclosures nationwide up 377%.
I have not seen this report. I do not believe that is true. We are not experiencing an increase here, foreclosures or short sales. So I don't believe that there is actuality behind it.
Well, I don't know, because I don't know where she's talking about.
Right.
But I'm certainly hearing and talking to other agents in other areas that have seen a significant change in their market. They have seen, because they might be out in California in an area where Microsoft has laid off a bunch of people, or any of these other huge tech companies whose stocks have just been hammered. Just hammered in the last couple of months, laying off people like crazy, right? And so in those markets, people, maybe can't afford their house anymore and they're trying to sell it. So there's all this inventory. Yeah, that's happening in places. But the only analogy is weather that really makes sense, right? Like, if I got up this morning and I looked at the weather in Anchorage, Alaska, and I got dressed based on that, I wouldn't be dressed appropriately for here.
Right, you're right. And as you said, a lot of those overheated markets, they are experiencing more dips because of their prices being so inflated during, the past year and a half.
That's right.
We haven't seen that at all.
We haven't seen it at all. What she's describing is what I say will always precede prices going down, right? She starts off where there are normally 2 or 3 homes for sale, there are now 100. That is called oversupply.
Exactly.
You always have oversupply before you have prices drop.
Exactly.
And then last, best friend, Oh yes, you a homeowner, you property go up. Obviously, you local government. Is there waiting to double or triple you property taxes? Who win end day government? Boo, I know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I think when the government stimulates the economy, positively or negatively, like they were stimulating the economy positively in anticipation of the damage that COVID and the shutdowns were going to have. They were pumping money into the economy. Now they're removing it. If you believe in efficient markets, you believe that a market will always find its own level and that we shouldn't stimulate the market in one direction or the other, because inflation is typically what happens, right?
We're seeing that too.
Yeah, inflation is another tax. It truly is. It's the biggest tax that we pay. So, there's some truth to what Best Friend says, but I just don't think it's a big conspiracy theory. I think people just reacting, and not acting with a vision.
And it feels like certainly in this time, people are so reactionary to everything.
It's crazy, right? The sky is falling. But Mary, I just go back to, and I was talking to Sherry about this the other morning. I remember the feelings that we had right when we were understanding about COVID, and there were talk like we hadn't shut down yet, but places had shut down, and we were hearing stories and everybody was dying and all of this was happening. Everybody told us the world was going to end, right? And there's people that were certainly affected by COVID and lost loved ones, and and that's all horrible. But everything that we were told was going to happen, almost none of it happened. So
you can't live in fear.
I refuse to. There's too much opportunity out there.
This comment is from Lee R. He said, I don't know. Let's say you were lucky enough to buy a place for $1.2 million when the rate were at 2.5%. You basically have a lower mortgage and will also pay less interest than buying a home right now with a 7% mortgage rate at $750K, assuming 20% down. I don't think many locals would sell a house and make a switch internally to another home in the area because of that, or trading to a home at a similar price and take on even more mortgage payment.
If you watched last week, this is what we talked about last week. The Fed is trying to slow things down by increasing interest rates. And they know that one of the things that they've got to cool off is appreciation of house prices. We call, if milk goes up, we call that inflation, right? If the price of your house goes up, we call that appreciation.
Correct.
But it's really the same thing,
It's the same thing,
right?
Yes.
But what if, like Lee says, we just went through this incredible boom and some huge amount of people sold their house and they bought a new house. So the house is new to them and they're happy there. It's still new. It still has that new house smell, right?
We all love that.
Yes, it still has a new house smell. They're in it. They have an interest rate that's super low. Like, why the hell would they sell their house and buy something else right now? That's what Lee is saying. Lee, it's exactly for that reason that I say, can prices correct if we don't have inventory? Because what he's describing is a situation where we don't have inventory.
Correct. And those prices are still going to remain high.
Their prices are going to remain high, maybe continue to appreciate, which is what I think they're going to do. Not at 20%, 5, 7, 8, 10%, something like that. They're still going to appreciate. But can the Fed get the outcome that they're looking for with the current playbook? And their playbook is really only one play. It's to raise interest rates, right?
They only have one.
Yeah. Does your house lost 25%?
It's gained.
Okay. So I heard yesterday that Facebook lost 25%. A lot of other stocks have gone down in value.
Exactly.
I would argue that maybe our houses haven't gone up by as much in the last 2 or 3 months, but they certainly haven't lost any value.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Dan, for having me. This has been an amazing Market Monday. Get a lot of candy tonight.
It's Halloween. Yeah, happy Halloween.
Are you dressing up?
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right, that's enough. Thanks, guys.